Going live. Oh, now it says I'm live. Hey. Oh, this one seems like I'm getting some little green dots there, which almost seems like I have audio now. Imagine that. All right, so let's close out of the other one because try the new stream. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Stream link on my channel. Okay. Well, I guess we'll turn this mofo off and stream, I guess. Test. Yep. End. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? All right. Internment camps. Yeah. Got you, brother. Thank you very much, Steve. Holy shit, I got to put these fonts up here. For fuck's sakes. Yeah, I'm with you, Steve Cox, or whatever you got there. Lowell is right. Fucking Lowell. Hello, haven't been here in a bit. Yeah, I hear you. Neither have I. Been busy. What's going on, Dave? Knighthood. I got to put these goddamn fonts bigger because my eyes are getting worse. It's called age. It's called aging, folks. It's called aging. It sucks. The link shows the PMO's office. What? Oh, that's some funny shit right there. All right. Well, hey, like at least it's working now, right? Fucking boomers. Okay, boomer. Oh, speaking of all this shit, my God. Now that I'm out and having to deal with the public, you know, I'm not just doing my live stream. I'm not just socially isolating at home and doing my thing as I have been mostly doing in recent years. I'm actually out there, well, especially since last year, I should say, but I'm out there actually participating in the old workforce. And my God, dealing with the fucking public is driving me insane. Holy fucking insane with the COVIDiots. And it's not the ones that are anti-mask. It's all these pro-fucking authoritarian, like, just do what you're told, man. Just do what you're fucking told. Don't question the experts. Hey, stop questioning Trudeau. He knows what's best for you. Do what Trudeau says, right? That's the fucking thing I keep hearing time and time again. Not those exact or specific words, but it's constantly, mask up, motherfucker. What, are you trying to kill grandma? No, I'm really not. I really am not. You know, matter of fact, I would suggest to grandma that she needs to be a little bit more proactive in protecting herself and stop worrying about everyone else in society doing that job for her. Whatever happened to personal responsibility? Apparently it's gone by the wayside, just like common sense and fucking critical thinking skills. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off today. It's been a while, folks. It's been a while, but I can't help it. This stuff really irks me. It grinds my gears. I feel like going on a fucking massive rant today. Let's do like a Peter, you know, from Family Guy. You know, that shit really grinds my gears, right? And it is really grind my gears every time I go out in public. Even if you go into a public space like a retail outlet, even if you're the only fucking one in the whole goddamn place, literally the only customer in the whole place, and I'm speaking from actual experience, right? Even if you're the only fucking customer in the whole fucking place, and even if the goddamn person that's behind the counter not even doing what they're supposed to, like they're not even masked up because apparently they can't stand wearing a mask themselves, but then they get all flustered and frustrated about the fact that you feel entitled that you don't have to wear a mask, even though they're like, well, I got to put mine on, so you better put yours on. I was like, no, I'm not going to. You might have to do that, you know, for your reason for your employment. Otherwise, your boss will fire your ass, which really sucks to be you. If your boss will fire your fucking ass because you won't comply or conform to these goddamn ridiculous fucking authoritarian mandates, well, that's not only your problem, but your boss is a fucking asshole or cunt, depending on if it's a male or a female, right? Either way, but stop fucking subjecting me to your bullshit and expecting me to comply and racing down to that fucking lowest common denominator or being a sheep just like yourself. Because Bennett Hunter, never going to be that. I'm going to go the whole of my life. Yeah, and it'll be torturous. And yes, people will constantly fucking attack, insult me, and deride me. But I'm never going to become a compliant sheep or conformist. So fuck you people need to get over this stuff, man. You're not going to beat it out of me. Listen, I'm 50 this month, November 1st, actually. So in 9 fucking days, I'm going to be 50 years old. If society, the authoritarians, the central fucking planners, and the collectivists haven't beat my independence and my critical thinking skills and my rebellious spirit against bullshit authority, if they haven't beat it out of me by this point, yeah, it's really stupid to think that you're going to do so any times after this, right? Because now it's to the point where I'll just fucking double down. You want to control me? Yeah, okay, go ahead. Try is your best. Try your best. Try your hand at it, right? Go ahead, spin the wheel. See how it's not going to work out for you. Not going to work out for you. I mean, ultimately, at the end, it might not work out for me if I keep fucking, but it's still, you're not going to get what you want, right? That's all I'm saying. Unless, I don't know, what do you want? Like I say, I don't even know what the fuck these conformists or these fucking people with a slave-like psychology, I don't even really know what they want, to be honest with you, because it's hard to understand anything they're saying, because they're just walking, talking contradictions, which is exactly what it is to lack critical thinking skills and just do whatever you're told by your authority, right? As you people out there keep continuing this shit where you're just doing what your authority tells you to do, doesn't anything in your little puny little brain ever make you or question you or make you question, why do I keep doing this, right? But you keep virtue signaling your own conformity. All I'm saying, once again, is you're not speaking on my behalf, and you're not going to get me to raise down to that lowest common denominator with you. Sucks to be you. Definitely doesn't suck to be me. I'd rather walk or live on my knee or die on my feet than live on my knees for the rest of my life, kind of deal, right? So anyways, let me see what else people are saying in the chat, because thank you folks for joining the stream, because yeah, I'm on a bit of a tirade today because I'm really getting fucking sick. You can't even go get a fucking coffee these days. Well, unless you go to the drive-through. That's about the only thing. Thank God for drive-throughs. Thank you for drive-thrus, right? But if you have to go into a place, and I keep doing it, I go in, even if I need gas. Fuck, I'm only getting gas, man. Here's the $20, $40, whatever, right? Goodbye. Won't even speak. Just here. They say it's like $40, right? You're not going to get COVID by me handing you your fucking goddamn money, you fucking dipshits, right? But I'm not going to put on the mask. What are you going to do? Stop selling me gas? You going to stop selling me groceries? What, you going to fucking make me starve in the streets? What the fuck is wrong with these people, right? Fucking goddamn mindless, compliant fucking conformists. But yeah, hey, thanks for joining us there, or joining myself, John Keynes, and Steve Sincox. Sincox, that's funny. Kuzrov, it worked. I thank you very much, Kuzrov. I remember you, actually. Kuzrov 96. I remember you. So thanks for joining the stream, folks. Let me get down and see what else we got here. I'm going to crank up that fucking font size just a little bit more. Dawn Knighthood. Hey, hi. Hey, hi. Hi, Dawn Knighthood. Thank you for joining the stream, and hi back to you. The link shows the PMOs. Yeah, that's a good one. Good one. I hear. It's a good thing, right? That's always a good thing. Ask Jacinda Ardern about internment camps. Yeah, that fucking bitch, right? And the fucking goddamn people of fucking New Zealand chose to give her another fucking majority. Why? Listen, man, I tell you, I feel like I live in a really, like, I'm real, right? Fuck, it feels like this is all a goddamn fucking dream, or a fucking nightmare, I should say. I just can't believe how many people are fucking, and it'd be different if it was only online. I'd be like, oh yeah, it's all these algorithms. It's the turn of the frogs gay. Hey, do you see that? Alex Jones and fucking Tim Dillon on fucking Joe Rogan. And what's up with Joe Rogan, man? Fuck off with your goddamn fucking, what are you, new fact checker for the left these days? Come on, Joe, man. Would you stop tormenting the living fuck out of Alex? I mean, you even sit there and say, yeah, most of the stuff you say is true and you can back up, but then you fucking fact check the guy. Like, what are you turning into, the fucking Facebook or Twitter or the YouTube fact checkers now? I mean, come on. What's with that kind of fucking insanity? What's up with that? Anyways, let me go down here and see who else is in there. Hell yeah. Will be nice to meet you all in the gulags. Yeah, you know, we're heading. Yeah, we'll all get the experience of a lifetime. We're going to be able to throw a big fucking satchel or sack of fucking salt over our shoulders that weighs 100 pounds and see how many times we can run that back and forth in the yard, right? That dystopian future, it's not that far away, folks. Yes, it's my real name. Yeah, that's cool, Steve Sincox. I like it. I fucking like it. It's good. It's good. Would be nice to thank Bad Rooster. Bad Rooster. Yeah, I know, right? Bad Rooster. I like it. Sincox. Bad Rooster. That's a good one. I like that. Man with a sense of humor. Branch Covidians. Branch Covidians. I like it. Corey's always really quick and on the mark there. That's a perfect one. Branch Covidians, right? So it's the Branch Davidians. For the rest of you folks don't know, it's a cult, right? And it really fucking is. And obviously, Corey got it. As a matter of fact, hey, Corey, meme the shit out of that, buddy. Meme the shit out of it, because that's a good one. I haven't seen that. Matter of fact, I haven't had much time to see a whole lot. I basically get a little bit of time before I go to work, and a very, very even shorter time after work because I'm working ridiculous hours. Well, that's what it is to be in construction, unfortunately. To be the one that actually does the real work in this world means, yeah. And now maybe that's why the silent majority is silent all the time. And that's one thing I will say with the people I work with in construction. Now, they're not the typical mindless conformists, but a lot of times they just don't want to deal with anything other than their job, which you kind of respect, right? You kind of respect that in a way, because who wants to deal with politics or like religion bullshit during your work hours? But at the same time, like I keep saying, well, listen, you can try to avoid politics, but fucking politics won't avoid you. So I kind of get that, and I have mad respect for the people who are in the construction industry, because I live, I breathe, I eat shit, fart, and fucking like everything about, being someone that actually is productive in this world. But productivity is important, but maintaining your liberties, like, fuck, that has to be considered as important as being productive, right? Come on, they kind of got to go hand in hand. Anyways, yeah, forget about the phone. We'll worry about answering that another time. Look at the link, dude. Oh, look at the link, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Put the cuck muzzle on. I wish I could bring this stuff up onto the screen, but I'm doing it through but I love that. Branch Covidians. Corey, man, if you don't meme the shit out of that, I will. No, but I'm serious. That's a good one. I like it. Hey, what's up? What'd you put up there, Kuzrov 96? Message retracted. Don't retract it. Speak freely, my friend. Speak freely. I won't fucking shut you down or silence you. I'm not even sure what the lake you're talking about, Steve, but anyway, Festivus, the airing of grievances. Festivus for the rest of us, right? Seinfeld reference. I gotta love it. You gotta love it. Corey, you must be a Gen Xer, man. No, I'm just kidding, but could be. Watch the vid. I'll check that out. I'm ready to practice civil disobedience. Hell, it's about fucking time. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, I've been doing that my whole life, right? I just don't fucking conform or comply to bullshit fucking rules or arbitrary edicts that make no fucking sense whatsoever. I never have, and I never will. Like I said, even at 50, still got the rebellious spirit, still fucking vibrates through me. It's still fucking, it still resonates within me. And I'm so fucking glad and thankful for that, because once again, I look at the rest of the world at all the sheeple. It's like, damn, I'm so glad that I stand out and apart from those folks. So fucking thankful for that. I am ready to, amen. Hey, Ibeta or IB Atlas or Pound Atlas. IB. I still have yet to figure what that one actually means. Too many are TV program. No fucking shit. And now it's not even just TV. Now the internet. They're going to be programmed by the internet. Have you noticed too? On YouTube, you get double fucking ads every video you watch nowadays. YouTube is literally turning into fucking TV, right? Holy fuck. I mean, we all kind of suspected that was going to happen and take place eventually, but damn, this soon? Shit. Joe Rogan is controlled opposition. Well, sometimes you got to wonder. Sometimes you got to run. I got to tell you though, Alex Jones, but I kind of get it. Joe has a great platform. So Alex is like, don't want to rock the boat too bad. But damn, Alex was very, very patient with the way Joe Rogan was treating him like a child. Like, I got to say, if that was me, that's one thing. Like, I have mad respect for people like Alex Jones. I don't give a fuck if they say some stupid shit, which, yeah, they fucking do. But at least he has the willingness, the resilience, and the fucking gumption to do what he wants to do, right? But yeah, fucking people like Joe Rogan, man, he fucking I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes you got to respect him because at least he does bring him on, right? Like Joe really, one thing I will say is Joe knows how to play the game. Joe, hey, I bow and I yield to Joe's ability to play both sides of the fence, right? To play towards the authoritarian leftists or collectivists, but while at the same time trying to reach out to people that are more liberty or freedom oriented or so-called right wingers these days, because that's how the divide basically is done these days, right? But either way, Joe knows how to iron out those seams in the middle to the point where he can just fucking cross those divides or those planes almost so readily. And all he has to do is, if you get pissed off, I'm say, hey, what the fuck, man? I'm just a fucking nobody, right? I'm just a meathead. I'm just an idiot. So he's to the point where even if you get pissed off at him for taking a stupid, ridiculous position, right? It's like, oh, okay, sorry, Joe. It's okay, Joe. It's okay, man. Thanks for admitting that you're infallible or fallible, right? It's like, but still at the same time, whether, like I say, all this shit, it's like, I just can't help but think of while Rome burned, like Nero fiddled, right? Rome burns. Like, can we stop fucking playing these games? We should really be taking this stuff more serious. And I get it. Being comedic, being entertaining, man, that's important. And there's a lack of entertainment out there in so many areas and so many levels. But fuck, can we really? Is that the only way? Is the only way we get out of this shit is by making a revolution or intellectual evolution comedic? Right? Is that the only way people can digest this kind of information? Is if you make them laugh while they're doing it, right? Apparently, hey, listen, the message that I'm getting, right, seems to be that's the case. Anyways, let me get back to the chat. I love listening, or not listening, I can't hear it, but reading your folks' chats. That's why I seem half the time when I do these streams, I never get to the articles that I want to reference because I just love reading and hearing, or not hearing, but seeing what you folks have to say. Because I'm telling you, some of you folks are really right on the ball. Right on the ball. And I got mad respect for you. Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us. Joe is a shill, has been for about 5 years, pseudoscientist. Hey, can't say you're right. Can't say you're wrong. I just know that, damn it. Although that's the thing. Maybe he's wiser than the rest of us. That's the thing. I am so not dogmatic that I'm willing to think so openly about so many areas and so many things. It's like sometimes I wonder myself, like, damn, is there anything that I can actually recognize that is 100% that I can say I'm 100% certain on? Well, other than the fact there are some things, and those that I do, I recognize, yeah, I'm not going to yield on that. Like, you know, government is definitely an inherent fucking evil, and it's going to be it's absolutely detrimental to the human race, right, in terms of freedoms, well, except for those who join it, right? But I mean, there are some things that I understand inherently, but a lot of things, like I say, it's some days, it's even after 10 years into this. What's this? Pseudoscientist nailed it. Seen him offer up his mom or grandma if they tell him the truth about it. Dawn Knighthood. We're alive to lie. We're alive to live the dream, to carry the soaring consignment. The paragon awakened from the dreams is to realize the nightmares have only just begun. That's beautiful. That's actually really good. I like that. Is that a quote, or did you come up with that yourself? Because that's really, really good. We're alive to live the dream, to carry the soaring consignment. The paragon of waking from the dream is to realize the nightmares have only just begun. Damn, that is good. That is good. I really like that. Good evening from Namibia. All audio okay now. Well, that's great to know. Line in the sand. And good evening, Namibia. That's actually really awesome to see that I have people from places such as Namibia, and I'm pretty sure that's in Africa, right? That has actually chose to watch my stream, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining it. And hopefully I can be informative and entertaining at the same time. Although this particular, I'll probably be more entertaining than informative. It's not like there's not a whole lot to talk about in terms of information, but I find that things have become very boring and very stagnant, and I think it's really, really important to keep those animal spirits up and alive, right? I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know what's going on. Good morning, Bennett. Sapo con Zapatos. What's going on? And pseudoscientist, message retracted. Like I say, you don't have to stop what you have to say. Good morning from Calgary. Lance's YouTube. Hey, check out Lance's YouTube. Good morning from Calgary. Really appreciate you joining the stream. And yeah, I suppose in Calgary, it would be good morning. Good morning from Saskatchewan. Thank you very much, pseudoscientist. Steve Sincox, pay attention. Sorry, Steve. I'm trying to pay attention there, buddy. But anyways, too broke. Legislative acknowledgement of internment camps. Oh, I covered that in my past stream. I don't know if you were on that one there, but about the whole internment camps. Actually, do I have that brought up here? No, I don't. But yeah, I covered that actually. So maybe you're referencing this. Randy Hilliard, definitely someone that's really, really fighting for our freedoms. Want serious? Goog YouTube audiobook Estes Moulins. Listen to first chapter. I dare you all. So check that out. Hey, like I say, I'm always willing to engage in reading some stuff or listening to something that might shock your sensibilities. That's a good thing. Steve Aqua. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Really appreciate you joining the stream as well. Joe Rogan, lost my faith during Joe Rogan questions, everything. I'll never forget him looking into the camera saying, and I paraphrase, let me in on the truth and I'll sell out and shut up. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I wrote it, Don Knighthood. Oh, you did, Don. Well, you know what? You did an excellent job. You sound like a very talented individual, and good, and kudos to you for doing that stuff. Because that stuff, like I say, it really resonates me with people put their thoughts to words. It's an amazing skill, and humans are, obviously the only species on the planet that has this amazing capacity and ability to do these things. And the fact that a lot of folks like yourself are now overlooked or ignored because you might choose to challenge the status quo, that's another detriment. And trust me, I know that because it resonates with me as well. Joe Rogan lost. Okay. Joe's early work was good. Just go back to his first EPS. Well, listen. When I realized that he had fucking Stefan Molyneux on 3 times on his podcast, as far as I can remember, it was 3 times. And then he got into this whole thing where he believed people that were fucking suggesting that Stefan Molyneux was this terrible, terrible person, right? And the fact that he was willing to allow that to dominate his mind to the point where he's never had Stefan Molyneux back on, even after Stefan Molyneux was fucking removed from YouTube entirely, and then his channel was squashed after thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and videos of amazing philosophical content. I mean, fucking Stefan Molyneux's been around doing this, the YouTube live or podcasting long before Joe Rogan even thought of this shit. So the fact that he's not willing to bring him on again now and to help at least defend him, just it does speak volumes as to like the game that Joe Rogan's willing to play. And like I say, you play that middle ground, hey, whatever. But you know what, Joe Rogan, you do your fucking thing there, man. But I lose respect for you every time you show an unwillingness. Well, at least he brought Alex Jones back on. See, that's the thing. See, this is fucking Joe always he loves playing that middle ground, doesn't he? And he seems to be so fucking good at it. So maybe we should not necessarily be pissed off at Joe Rogan. Hey, maybe some folks out there should make me the next. If you want your Joe Rogan-ish type of character or figure that's not fucking going to bow down or cowtail or stick his tail between his legs. I wish I had the platform, the resonance, and the audience that Joe Rogan has, because I'd show people how it's really fucking done. But it isn't. Although as much as I do appreciate and I have mad respect for you small group that do follow me, and I don't even like to use the word follow. That sounds so fucking lame. Those of you who are associated with me or align with me in terms of my thoughts, processes, or this whole pretense of understanding liberty, and those of you that are walking that path with me, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. But I mean, come on, you got to admit we're quite a small minority here, and people get to fucking act as if we're nobodies because of that, right? I wish I had a bigger audience. I wish I had a bigger voice that resonated with more people. I did, but it's funny. The only time my voice seemed to resonate with people was when I chose to delve into politics and support a political party. What the fuck is up with that, right? What the fuck is up? It's all about tribalism and team sports these days, right? I mean, fuck, the Leafs should have told me and proved that to me years ago. People still support the Leafs, and they haven't won fucking as I just finished telling you, I'm going to be 50, while the Leafs haven't won the cup longer than I've been alive. It just goes to show you, right? Wow. No matter how much you fuck up, no matter how much you suck, no matter how much a loser you are or losers, tribalism dominates the day. So fucked up. And that's the thing. But because I won't yield or conform to the tribalist mentality, I'm always left by the curb or to the wayside. What's going on, Ezra Markovitz? Joe Rogan lost my... Oh, yeah, sorry, I just read that. Oh, wait, now. Oh, no, that was different. Joe Rogan lost my faith when he said, if you're a good person who doesn't want your country to burn, vote blue. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up shit, right? Once again, pure tribalism. Joe's early work was good. Oh, yeah. Blue votes are the ones burning crap. Yeah, blue voters are the ones burning crap. So true. Although that's the thing. Hashtag not all. But here I am once again trying to be reasonable and sensible. Stop that, Bennett. You know that's no good in this fucking world, man. You have to play the binary, man. He made about 300 to 400 before flopping to the dark side. Election night podcast. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Actually, I'll probably do that. It would be nice to do it, but me and my son, we've been trying to grow our own little podcast channel. In case you folks aren't aware of it, it's called the Liberty Hunters Podcast. It's actually a great name. And because we're, both of it's a play on our names. We're both hunters. And he's my son, so hunters, right? We're all about the liberty. So the Liberty Hunter podcast, but unfortunately, we still have a very, very small audience. We got 108 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Check that out and subscribe if you haven't already. But we're still appealing to a very small audience. Not even all 108 of the subscribers get to watch it or tend to watch it. So we're getting about a third of that. So maybe 30 videos or 30 viewers or so. But I would like to do it with my son, or at least with someone else. If someone else wants to do that with me, maybe I'll reach out, or maybe some of you folks will reach out to me after this stream. And like I say, I'd love to engage with someone else and make another stream and do it on the election night and maybe bring on a couple other people. That's the thing. I understand. There's a reason why Nero fiddled while Rome burned, right? You got to entertain the folks, bread and circuses, folks, bread and circuses. And unfortunately, that has to take place. So yeah, if we want to make it into a special, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'd love to do an election night podcast. So let's make that a reality and get some of you folks out there to reach out to me and come on, join me. Get over your shyness. I did a long time ago. And you know what? Once you've done it, you'll be all right. You'll realize like, oh, okay, it's not the end of the world. Get over your shyness. Let's do some streams. Let's talk about some really important stuff. Matter of fact, was it John Hicks? That guy was a really great and entertaining guy and a very informative. I liked it. Maybe I'll reach out to John Hicks, the guy that I brought onto my podcast a while back when we were talking about abortion. I really liked that man, the way he taught, the way he talked, the way he thinks, his perspective on things, his personality. It just resonated with me. He seemed like a very reasonable guy. Maybe I'll reach out to John and maybe bring him on if he's interested and do like I say, a election night podcast, because that should prove to be really entertaining at the very least, but fuck, it could be very disappointing depending on which side of that political divide that you fall on, right? If you're a Trump guy and Trump loses, or gal, right? Ooh, it's gonna be a rough one. Same for the Biden folks, to have a double whammy loss for the Democrats when they've been pumping themselves up, along with the media, the hacks and the establishment media, saying Joe Biden's got it in the bag, right? Fucking Hillary, it's just a redux of the Clinton fucking presidency run, right? I don't know. It could work out really bad for either side, but I don't think no matter who wins, I think Liberty still gets lost in the shuffle, and we all lose at the end of the day. Although it is, I will admit, I thoroughly enjoy watching Trump poke these fucking establishment figures right in the fucking eye, proverbially. That's the only thing, right? Are you not entertained? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I don't have no freedom. I don't have no liberty, but hell, I'm entertained, right? So there's that. Joe's early. Okay. Shit, that scrolled too quick. But yeah, John Keynes, I'm going to try my best to make that a reality and do an election night podcast. So thanks for mentioning that. And I noticed that you do have that little beaver, right? That's a cool little meme. Next week, MTH will be interesting for all. I'm not sure what MTH. Rage in the cage. Rage in the cage. Fuck yeah. Oh, fuck. I want to get in the cage, man. I want to get in the cage. Bad. And I know I'm a little bit of an older guy, but hey, listen, I still try to take decent care of myself. So I could still rage in the cage pretty goddamn well. Right? I'm still doing that physical construction work, folks, even at 50. So yeah, little mad props and some kudos, right? Just kidding. Anyways, greetings from Hamilton. Oh, Kuzrov, thank you for joining me. And Hamilton, damn, it must suck to be you as a liberty lover in Hamilton, because yeah, I've been around that Hamilton area a few times. Like, fuck, there's a lot of authoritarian leftists in that place. Damn, right? But anyways, good on you for having the gumption to put up with it. Hello from Saskatchewan as well. I missed the first 20 minutes, but that's no problem. Rage in the cage. Rage in the cage. That's such a great fucking name. Are you an MMA guy? Because that's a great fucking name for an MMA guy. For what? Rage in the cage. I got some rage in the cage, you motherfucker. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Pseudoscientist. Yes, it's going to be sketchy of the 49th and terrible below. He was such a dick to Alex Jones when he was on. Fucking right. Ezra Markovitz. Yeah, he was a complete fucking dick, but Alex took it like a champ, right? And he, like, that's the thing. Alex is a fucking, I mean, listen, talk about the man as much as you want. There's all kinds of negative shit you could say about Alex Jones for sure, right? If you wanted to fucking be too picky or particular. But God love the man and his attitude and his gumption to keep fighting on, to keep going on. Jesus Christ, though, right? Man, whatever he uses to inspire himself and keep him going, I want a little bit of that. I try to, well, I mean, I sample some things from time to time. No, but it is really important to have that kind of willingness. Like, even in times where they're fucking trying to beat and hammer you down, it is really, really important as far as I'm concerned to show resilience. Even myself, there's days where it's like, why the fuck do I even bother? But then I think, well, yeah, you know why you bother. Because it's very, very important to not allow them to win this fucking information war, right? It's so vitally important to say that, nah, you ain't gonna fucking, what do you think, you're gonna force me to fucking tuck my tail between my legs and run off to the side? Nah, I'm standing up. I'm still here. I'm still fighting the fucking good fight, and not a goddamn thing you can do to prevent me from doing so. I love it. That's really what I have to offer, and you know, I'm gonna keep offering it up. It's what I got. I found libertarianism through Joe Rogan, particularly episode 1002 when he had Peter Schiff on. Schiff delivers a smack of common sense. Peter Schiff is amazing. Actually, Peter Schiff is one of those guys early on, right? Because he's a big supporter and fan of Ron Paul and Austrian economics, and he's a really wise individual. But yeah, Schiff, especially after the financial crisis of 2008, when Schiff got to go on his whirlwind tour and say, I told you so, motherfuckers. I told you so, right? They spent years, all these hacks in the media and all these fucking, I don't know, what do you want to call them? The bulls and the bears, the bulls, right? Or all these pro big government intervention. And they kept saying to Peter Schiff, where's this big crisis you've been predicting, man, Peter? Apparently you don't know what you're talking about there, dude, right? They kept fucking trying to put the smack down on him, you know, insult him, deride him. And then that exact crash that he was talking about, it actually happened. And then Peter Schiff got to go on his whirlwind tour of like, yeah, I told you, motherfuckers, you don't want to listen to me. I made it like a bandit because I knew on the other side of that equation, I knew where the bet was, right? I knew the winning side of that bet, but you fucks placed your bet on the wrong side. Hey, you still supporting the establishment now? Yeah, I bet a lot of these fucks no longer, even though they hated and derided Peter Schiff for being the contrarian, for being the bear, right? But I guarantee a lot of those folks today are like, oh, let's try to emulate Peter's success and listen to what he's got to say a little bit more attentively these days, right? You know damn well that's the case. That's to say, there's a difference between people who like to talk smack and those who walk the walk, right? That's the big difference there. And Peter Schiff is willing to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk as well. But yeah, thanks for letting me know about that, Kuzrov. Watch his first Spotify episode and everyone will hate him. Oh, shit. Now I'm not going to want to watch it. But actually, I won't see it anyways because Spotify is not free, right? I ain't going to fucking pay for Spotify. Well, I mean, I probably would. It's not that I'm against paying for things, obviously. But like I say, the fact that these fucks have already taken all my data and shit, it's like, oh, now you want all these other platforms to steal my data and all that shit. And yeah, I'm going to go, I have to spend money and give out my data too. Like, what the fuck? Stop fucking trying to pull me from all different areas and angles and just give me the straight up scoop. How's that? I'd like to see that happen. It would be really, really nice. But I don't know. I don't know. I might get a subscription to Spotify. It's not just Joe Rogan. Lots of conservatives here. Much too. Well, I mean, come on. Against the establishment, like I say, even if you love, hate, or loathe Trump, at the very least, he is not the establishment. That's one thing that's probably the only thing that we actually do know for certainty, right? For certain, is that he's not part of the establishment. Because look at how the fucking establishment attacks him. So that's the reason why I support Trump is he's just not part of the establishment. And he's spoken them the proverbial lie. Do I think that Trump's the most liberty-oriented person on the planet? Hell no. There's people who are much better. Ron Paul would have been much better, but hey, it is what it is. Got to deal with the reality we're given, right? Wait a minute. No wings sounds good to me. Be a no winger as wings require a bird's brain. Yeah, true. Sapo con zapatos and the leads. I have to assume you meant the Leafs. Oh, there you go. Okay, they're right underneath. Have the second most Stanley Cup wins. Hey, can I just point this out to you, Sapo? You only had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You only had 11 words to type in. And you failed by fucking spelling the wrong thing one time at least when you only had 11 words to put in. And the fact that you support the Leafs, like that speaks volumes right there. Because, as a non-Leaf supporter, because I don't support losers, I would have been more proactive and make sure I didn't fuck up anywhere. If I'm going to be someone that say, no, you should support the Leafs, I'm like, oh, I got to make sure I'm exceptionally well in terms of how I articulate my message. You're not, which makes you the typical Leafs fan, right? And that's why the Leafs will never win. And they won't win for a long time as long as the only people that support them are fucking losers like yourself. Sorry, and I know you're probably going to turn off my channel. You're probably going to leave this fucking subscription. You're probably going to say, fuck this guy, man. I ain't fucking watching any more of his videos. Well, see ya. Wouldn't want to be you. All right? It is what it is. Fucking losers support losers, and I'm sorry, but I just can't surround myself with fucking losers supporting losers. That's never been my intention in life, and it sure shit ain't going to be my intention in life going forward. So if you're a Leaf supporting motherfucking dipshit, then go support your losers and get the fuck off my stream. Because I'm not a big fan of losers. It's also very important what happens in the Congress and Senate down south. It is of course, it's very, very important. LOL, I remember 50. LOL, I was what you could call the enforcer goalie. Enforcer goalie. Wait a minute. Rage in the cage. Enforcer goalie. That name sounds familiar. Anyways, Alex Jones calls himself a libertarian. Don't you buy it, though? Do you buy it, though? Probably. Although he seems very, very much a constitutionalist Republican. Like a strict adherent to the Constitution. A Republican type that's a strict adherent. So a minarchist. So, yeah, probably a libertarian in terms of the minarchist aspect of things. I would definitely agree with that. I think that would describe Jones to a pretty substantial degree. The shit that is coming down the pipe is fucking scary. Are too fat for typing. I ain't leaving, bro. It's all good. It's all good, my friend. I'm just messing with you anyways. Like I said, I don't know what to say or do anymore in terms of trying to elicit Canadians from stopping with their fucking goddamn sheepish mentality, man. I want them to gain some courage, some character, and conviction in this country. So stop being fucking mindless sheeple. That's what pisses me off. It's nothing against you, obviously, man. I don't know you from a hole in the ground, but it really pisses me off because I recognize that Canadians are so blindly loyal to stupid fucking shit all the time. It's like, you fucking embarrass me. Fuck. It fucking annoys me. Can we at least fucking hold ourselves to at least some kind of a reasonable standard? Rather than this blind conformity and loyalty to stupid fucking idiotic shit. That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. And I'm sorry if that stuff, might not fucking resonate with some people, but following them or supporting them when they're failing or doing terrible things or are miserable in their achievements or their goals, right? No, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. And like I say, I'm not telling anyone how to pick that line or which way to follow that line or which side of the line on it. It's just be a little bit more critical in your thinking. That's all I would suggest. And to support a fucking hockey team that hasn't won in over 50 years, it just seems really, really, really weird, man. Really weird. And obviously the people that have been doing it for the last 50 years, have you helped them to win? Well, you haven't, have you? Right? So either you believe you have no effect on them whatsoever, or if you believe that you have any effect, then you must at least acknowledge that you have had a negative effect, or definitely not a positive effect, one way or the other, no matter how you got to fucking look through it or sort that stuff out. Come on, Gavin. I played in a 3-on-3 league in Barrie from 99 to 02 when I was posted at CFB Borden. Also, you're a military guy. Did a few tournaments in Toronto too, right on. A hardcore hockey fan. Hey, listen, I get it. I do. I enjoy hockey. I love hockey, but I just can't fucking keep supporting losers that are unwilling to put in the effort or the work to become winners. That's really what it comes in the day. And what it is they realize they don't have to put in the work or the effort to become losers because people will support them regardless. Fuck, even myself, I got to tell you, if I had people that are willing to support me even when I was being a loser, or I am a loser, I would even suggest that you're probably failing yourselves and me. Because for me to be a winner, I need you to have constructive criticism when I'm doing things wrong. That's actually very vitally important for me so that I can correct my bad habits or behaviors or anyways, I'm going on a bit of a rant there. Toronto born sadly leaves sock. Haven't watched much major sports in a couple of years. I hear you. I wasn't born in Toronto, but I was raised for a large portion of my life from the time I was 11 and a half years old or so till when did I move back to New Brunswick? 96. So I was 26 years old. So yeah, from 26, 15 years of my life I spent growing up in Toronto, and I consider myself a Torontonian, right? But once again, there were great positive aspects of it. But I just don't understand the need to support losers because you're not helping people out if you support them when they're losing. To a degree, but you have to try to hold them to a higher standard. If you're not willing to hold them to a higher standard, well, don't expect them to raise or elevate themselves to a higher standard. That's really all it comes down to at the end of the day. Is like I say, whether it's on the macro picture or the micro picture, in the family cosm or the fucking citizen or the global cosm, right? You get what you pay for, and you get what you entice or promote. Yeah, I feel the same about political parties. I hear you, Libertas or LB Atlas. I feel the same way too. Bunch of fucking losers. I can't support a bunch of fucking losers. It's simple as that. I spent my whole life in Ontario, currently in Milton. Things are getting really expensive. Yeah, no shit. Hey, Bennett, please offer your advice for new podcasters. I recently just started the Let's Contemplate YouTube channel. Well, listen, I would love to offer you some advice there, Kuzra, but obviously I'm probably not the greatest person to ask for advice because I've shown to be not very successful, right? Well, I mean, early on, but I don't know. Like I say, I'm still trying to figure out what part of what I did made me successful that gave me all those thousands and thousands of subscribers and tens of thousands of viewers and views on my videos, but now has gone backwards and is on the downward trajectory. Are there external factors that cause that? probably I would suggest yes. But because I myself have even shown to be a bit of a failure as of late, I don't feel confident enough to offer advice, because if I was successful in my own endeavor and was continually successful and kept showing that time and time again, then I'd feel like I'm in a better position to offer some advice. But because I seem to be in fail mode, or on the losing side of things these days, and because I don't know why, I really don't know the reasons, because it's not like I've changed a whole lot. I've basically said and done the same kinds of things I've always done. So I don't know why I fail. Like, it's hard. So I have minor advice to give. I would say the only thing I would say is be true to what your ambitions are. Don't fucking yield yourself to anyone else. But then when I say these things in terms of advice, it's like, fuck, that's what I do. And that's caused me to be a failure now. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I would love to offer you some piece of advice and some information. It's like, if you do this, although that's the thing, if I take my moral and staunchly principled self out of the equation, I could tell you lots of advice, right? Just cater to people's internal biases, right? That'll help you a lot. I don't, though. So that's the thing. I don't want to give advice to people and tell you what would be successful when I recognize that I don't even do those things myself, right? I realize that, catering to people's fucking bullshit biases would probably get me more popularity. Hey, calling myself a leftist or an Antifa fuck, right? That would probably garner me a whole lot more popularity. Or saying I'm all about being an SJW LGBTQ proponent would probably give me a whole lot more viewerships and support as well. But once again, it would mean compromising who the hell I am. So like I say, I just don't know what to tell you, folks. What I would suggest is look to the people who are currently being successful. And as long as you don't care about sacrificing your own internal morals or ethics and willing to do what needs to be done based on just the recipes for success, then I would suggest look for people like Joe Rogan to emulate, right? Because he has actually shown and proven to be successful in his ventures. I have not. So as much as it's a detriment to me to admit it, I can't tell you how to be successful when I can't even seem to manage that myself, or I definitely not in recent times. So like I say, I know that's kind of a crappy answer, but it is the honest answer to the best of my abilities, which once again, honesty seems to be a detriment these days. Who just came in? Why are you home? Oh, really? All right. Well, I'm streaming right now, just so you know. Yeah, right this very moment, I'm actually going through my streams right now. I'm actually reading the comments right now. Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay. Played in a 3-on-3 league in Barrie from 99 to 02 when I was posted at CFB. Oh, no, actually, I read that one already. Okay, here we go. The whole pro sports paradigm is falling apart with the BLM and even the strikes that disheartened fans. Sports fans are tribal, which is what we need more of in order to come out on top. Well, I agree with you. The problem is to become tribal means you have to sacrifice yourself as an individual. And I get it. Hey, I totally get it, right? That does seem to be the only recipe for success these days, but which tells me that I'll never be successful because I'm not willing to sacrifice my individuality or who the fuck I am to conform to some collective or group or tribe. So that's why like people like libertarians or people like myself, critical thinkers, independents, rebellious individuals, we're always going to remain losers in this current paradigm because, yes, we're unwilling to do exactly what Rage in the Cage, as rightfully suggested, is the recipe for success these days. And that is absolutely true. I agree with you, Rage in the Cage. I'm not even suggesting you're wrong. I totally agree. Conforming and complying to the tribal mentality or groupthink is definitely the recipe for success these days, which is why, once again, I'm willing to just accept and swallow my pride and realize that I'm not going to be successful under this current situation or this current paradigm. And it is what it is. I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. Right? I can't change reality. I can't change the opinions or thought process of millions or ultimately billions of people, but I'm not going to change who the fuck I am to conform and remove what it is to be that individual. No fucking way, because I've realized how important it was throughout the course of my entire life, all 50 years that I've been alive today. I realized how vitally important it was for me to just be me, even when it meant going against the tribe or the group, right? So I get that it's a minority position. It places me in a status where I'm always going to be left by the wayside or the curb, kicked to the curb. But hey, once again, you can't beat that out of me. I am going to remain independent and resilient in the face of all this bullshit. So, like I say, I'll just deal with it as it comes. But I get what you're saying, Rage in the Cage. I really do. Everyone needs to phone their MPP and help in the fight against Bill 218. Well, now you've piqued my interest, my curiosity. So now I got to see what Bill 218 is. Like I say, I've been a little bit out of the loop as of late. So supporting Ontario's recovery and municipality or municipal. Okay, let's see what this is here. I'm just going to read up on it a little bit. Supporting Ontario's Recovery Act. So the Supporting Ontario's Recovery Act 2020 is enacted. Section 2 of the Act provides that no cause of action arises against any person as a direct or indirect result of an individual being or potentially being infected with or exposed to coronavirus COVID-19 on or after March 17, 2020 as a direct or indirect result of an act or omission of the person. At the relevant time, the person acted or made a good faith effort to act in accordance with public health guidance relating to coronavirus that applied to the person and any federal, provincial, or municipal law relating to coronavirus that applied to the person and the act or omission of the person does not constitute gross negligence. Proceedings directly or indirectly based on or related to any such matter may not be brought, and any that exist when the act comes into force are deemed to have been dismissed without cause. The term good faith effort, law, public health guidance, and person are defined and clarified in Section 1 of the Act. The Act also sets out an exception to Section 2 related to the closure of a person's operations under a law, as well as exceptions related to employment and the performance of work. Municipal Elections Act 1996. Currently, the Municipal Elections Act 1996 provides a framework for conducting ranked ballot elections for offices on a municipal council. Amendments are made to remove that framework. Anyways, I'll check back into this. I'll make sure to place a link to this in the description of the video below. But yeah, that seems like something that I would definitely want to check into a little bit more. Are you on BitChute? Yes, I am, but I have not uploaded anything to there for a long time because unfortunately in rural New Brunswick, we still have the most shittiest internet on the fucking planet. And for me to upload redundant videos to multiple platforms, it would mean that I would be that's all I would be able to do because our internet connection is so shit that while I'm uploading something, I basically can't do a whole lot else. So I do have a BitChute account, but I'm waiting for Elon Musk and Starlink to get all of the infrastructure up there to the point where I don't have to deal with this lame ass 19th century. Actually, I should say at least 20th century. I won't go so far back because there was no such thing as the internet in the 19th. But in Canada, we still function on, especially in rural Canada, we function under like early 20th century internet connections where we're at speeds that basically you can walk backwards faster than it. So until we get something remotely resembling infrastructure that's kind of conducive with the 21st century, then yeah, unfortunately, I can't do a whole lot in terms of redundancy in my uploads. Sorry, I wish it was different, but hey, I live in Kanakistan. Not much I can do about it. Unless any of you folks are American and want to sponsor me for a work visa, that would help me to get myself out of this goddamn shithole. Because to be honest with you, Kanakistan is kind of losing its luster, as far as I'm concerned. So if any of you folks that do watch this video can help me out in that regard, let me know. Reach out to me in a message on any of my social media platforms or at CanadianLibertarianVH@gmail.com. Everyone, let's see, what else do we get here? Oh, I must have went way down too far. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hey, Danny Ringers. Thanks for joining the stream. And I don't think it'll be BitChute Sapro Khan that will be taking over YouTube. There will no doubt be an alternative platform that will, but BitChute, they seem to have too many glitches and issues with their platform to be the challenger. They may very well be, but I would place my bet on some other alternative streaming or video service out there, I would suggest. In order to get rid of the current disaster running the country, we must find a way to recreate the support coming out of the closet for President Trump right now. Yeah, I agree with you there, Rage in the Cage. People got to be willing to fucking speak openly about their support for liberty and stop cowtailing to the fucking conformists in this country. Lord fuck, stop trying to virtue signal conformity. That's the thing that I find is most disgusting about Canadians and the Canadian culture these days is people's willingness to constantly virtue signal like, oh, I just got to do whatever my master tells me. Like, holy fuck. That's a sad, sad, sad stain. And reality that I don't know what kind, like I say, I don't even want to live in a fucking world that lives under that kind of paradigm. Fuck, throughout all of human history, most people at least challenge authority. Nowadays, people virtue signal their compliance to their authority. What a weird, weird world we live in. Toronto born, sadly. Leafs suck. Haven't watched much major sports in a couple years. Hey, I hear you, John Keynes. Hey, your middle name isn't Maynard, is it? No, I'm just kidding. John Keynes. Spelt differently, actually. I kind of joke about that one. But yeah, I hear you. Like I say, I can't support, even as a Torontonian. I was not born, but I was raised in Toronto, right? And it's all about supporting the Leafs. But even then, I couldn't fucking find myself yielding and bending my support to a bunch of fucking losers. I just can't do it, folks. I can't do it. I don't have it within me. That should be a good thing. Under most situations or circumstances, not supporting losers should be a good thing. But in the modern world of Kanakistan, in this Orwellian world we live in 2020, everything's upside down and flipped on its head. I feel the same about political parties. Well, I agree. I spent my whole life in Ontario, currently in Milton. Things are getting really expensive. Yeah, no shit, Dick Tracy. Yeah, totally outstripped from any fundamentals in terms of the actual market. Because we don't function under a market anymore. It's all central planning economy. Where those who are part and parcel of the central planners or part of the establishment, they're making out like bandits at the expense of everyone else. Hey, Bennett, please offer your advice for new podcasters. I recently just started the Let's Contemplate. Oh, anyways, yeah. So I already kind of answered about that in an earlier one. I'm not the greatest example to give advice when you're talking about these things because my own YouTube channel seems to be falling by the wayside and losing support on a regular basis. So sorry if I can't offer you a whole lot of advice there. Everyone needs to phone their MPBs. Okay, wait. Oh, that's that 218. Sorry, I already read that one. In order to get rid of the current disaster around the country, supporting coming, we need to find a way to recreate the support coming out of the closet for president right now. Unfortunately, right now in Kanakistan, we don't have a Trump-like figure to spark a response. Well, you know what? I don't necessarily think we need a Trump-like figure. Well, I mean, his courage, right? And his fucking resilience and his ability to just fucking like Teflon. We definitely need a Teflon type Don for sure. But to constantly is the kind of stuff where now you need a Trump plus one. You need a Trump plus someone with some actual fucking fundamental principles, right? That's what you need. And in Canada, you can have that. Matter of fact, there are people in Canada that could fill that void and that gap, but most Canadians wouldn't support them. This is the thing. Like people like you were saying, we need that. Well, you might need that. And a very, very small minority of Canadians might feel they need that. But you got to remember the rest of your peers in your society and the rest of this country are like, no, we like the status quo. They like how things are done because they're benefiting from it. So once again, I hate to offer that caveat, right? And I hate to rain on your parade, but that is a reality. A lot of people are making out like bandits under this forced wealth and income redistributive Ponzi scheme and having big government picking winners or losers in the economy. Like I say, they realize that no, it's much better off just to cater to or lobby to government rather than be proactive and do the right thing or have personal convictions in terms of creating businesses and being staunchly independent. All that stuff, like I say, it falls by the wayside. Nowadays, it's just kiss the ring and you'll get the leg up over your opponents. And most people are like, all right, let me just kiss the ring, right? Unfortunately, right now, Canadian cultural norms almost make that impossible for the general population. John gets it. But Bennett, your podcast, David and Tim's podcast, and Brandon Kirby's occasional podcast are basically at the top of the libertarian niche here in Canada. Well, I get it, and I appreciate you saying as much, and that's great. But if the niche, right, libertarians have lack so much support in this country, even if I'm at the top of the top, right? If you're at the top of a very, very tiny little molehill, it's like, is it really much of a success? I don't really think so, right? I mean, I guess it's kind of cool if you're just one of like a few, right? Like that's cool, but then there's the whole rest of the country that you got to deal with and contend with. That's not how I measure or gauge my success, right? Is not. I don't want to be the best of a small minority, right? I want to measure and gauge my success as being measured based on the objective facts, the reality, and the kind of information that I produce and provide. That's what it really comes down to today. And most Canadians are saying to me, is like, they don't give a fuck about it. It's just the reality, folks. There's 37 million Canadians in this country. And at best, at the peak, I've gotten 40 to 50,000 views at most on a particular video. So I still consider myself reality. Like that's the thing. I have to deal with the reality. I consider myself a very, very tiny fish in a huge pond that don't have much in terms of a school of followers, right? So it is what it is. We can wish that away. We can hope for other things. We can hope for bigger, better fucking values and precedent. But until I start to see that actually take place in the real world, it's just wishful thinking as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, thanks for the actual supports and donations. I really appreciate that. Where's that other one go? Let me click on that. So Marilyn Zigrari, rural Alberta internet sucks. Have a good day. Smile. Thank you very much for your $20 donation. Really appreciate that. Just so you know, though, Marilyn, if you ever want to do a donation at any point in time in the future, rather than doing it on YouTube, which basically acts like a government, which wants to take a large, substantial portion of that $20 for themselves, right? I would recommend maybe doing an e-transfer. I always have a link to an email. We got PayPal. You can always donate to my PayPal account. I got a Patreon page set up. So all these things at least gives me the overwhelming majority of any of the donations that you choose to provide. Whereas YouTube, they like to, like I say, just be like government, sit back on the sidelines and collect a large percentage of my donations for doing nothing really. So I do appreciate the donation, but like I say, help me out in other forms or fashions, and that'll actually help me more in the long run. But the fact that you want to actually just get a comment in and me to read this, I understand why you do so. But if you do want to do this kind of stuff and me read your, keep the donation small, even if you just put up $2, trust me, I'll read your comment and you'll get your word out and you won't have to spend too much money. Damn. Someone else, Danny Ring is $6.99. Well, thank you very much, Danny Ring is for that donation as well. But like I said, I'll tell you the exact same thing is there are all kinds of ways to donate and support me financially without having to give a substantial portion of that to these media outlets that seem to be hell-bent on, that's the thing. If they were promoting or supporting me in any way, that I'd say, then yeah, YouTube is worthy of getting a third of my income. But because they seem to be more willing to suppress and deny my ability to get my message or my content out there, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to giving them any benefit economically for doing so. And thanks to you as well, Brian Strader, $5. Appreciate that. This should help you get a coffee. Good luck coming up with a plan to escape Soviet Kanakistan. Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I will definitely use that for a couple coffees. Here in Kanakistan so far, you can still get 2 coffees for the price of $5. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But yeah, I really appreciate the support. And thank you very much, Brian Strader. No shit, Dick Tracy, LMAO. Thank you, Sapo Khan. If the woke left had acted like this 20 years ago, they'd be laughed at. Yeah, it's some weird shit going on these days, folks. Well, I think all this is Maoist, and they are using a fake race war to hide a class war. 50 people can walk into Walmart, etc. Yet 1 to 2 people couldn't go into a small business. Oh, yeah, it's all fucked up. It's all completely fucked up. And anyone that's willing to just constantly go along with the bullshit rhetoric that's being espoused by the establishment media and the establishment hacks, they're willing. Like I say, these are people who are unwilling to think critically. They've never sat down and spent 5 minutes of their day researching actually who's being affected. I mean, New Brunswick is a perfect example. I'm someone that lives in New Brunswick, and you know what? There was less than 200 cases for the first 8 months of the COVID break, or a so-called outbreak, right? The COVID fucking conundrum that we're supposedly find ourselves in. There was less than 200 cases. But since lockdown, since Blaine Higgs, got his majority government ability to mandate fucking bullshit lockdowns and mandate mask use, now all of a sudden cases are higher than they ever were for the first 8 months. Now, don't people just want to ask and question themselves, why are cases worse now that people are being mandated and forced to mask up? Why is it that they were better when nobody was being forced? Because you know what? When you take force out of the table, that allows people to be personally responsible. When you allow people to be personally responsible, most people will make the right fucking decisions under the right circumstances. But the minute some asshole or bitch comes along and says they're going to mandate or force or compel you to do something, then you know damn well most people are like, oh, you're going to force me to do it? Well, I'm not going to do it, just by sheer fact. People have that instinctive rebellious spirit, whether they want to admit it or not. And the fact that we're seeing a rise and a ramp up in cases today, and that's another thing I'll point out, this ramp and rises in cases in New Brunswick, it's all happening in government-run facilities. So schools and fucking long-term care facilities. Every time I hear in the morning when I'm going my ass to work, in the wee hours of the morning when it's still dark, where most government fucks are still in bed, sleeping, dreaming of their fucking utopian retirement at 55, living on a fucking beach in Florida in the retirement years, right? I'm on my way to work. They're out there like constantly promoting this fucking mask, but no one's fucking actually fucking acknowledging the fact that the actual cases are higher and ramped up under the mandates. The minute you try to impose yourself on people or thrust or force them, that causes negative consequences. And whether they're doing it on purpose or whether they're just inept, like I said, I don't fucking know. But it just, at the very least, it does show you that New Brunswick went, like I say, about 8 months with having basically there was 1 death in this province for the longest time, right? And there was so minimal of cases, it wasn't even worth reporting. Now that the mandates are in, now that everyone's got to wear masks, it's like, why the fuck are the cases ramped up? If everyone's got to wear a mask, doesn't that at least make people question, well, listen, if everyone's got to wear a mask now, why is it that cases are getting higher? That does not make one fucking bit of sense to me. Now that everyone's got to be forced to mask up and you can't go out in public without masking, yet cases are rising higher than they were when there wasn't a mandate. Don't people want to question that? Or are most New Brunswickers, like most Canadians, saying, well, we better just do what we're told, right? And that's what most people are doing, which is why I fucking can't stand most people these days. Essential businesses decide by whom? Alcohol and weed are. Yeah, well, I kind of get you there. People in Canada need to wake up and have a realistic talk about the problems with the country. No fucking shit. The problem is you're never going to get that to happen, Denny. And you know why that's not going to happen? Because most people in this country, or at least a substantial portion, I shouldn't say most, but there's a substantial portion of the people in our country, which would be members of our families, friends, neighbors, they all work for government, and they're all going to want to repeat and regurgitate the government talking point because they want to keep their positions and they want to maintain the status quo because, hey, they benefit from it. Later, Gera. I got to go. Cheers all. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rage in the Cage, and you have yourself a great day, and thank you very much for joining the stream. Matter of fact, folks, I know I didn't even get to reference any of the amazing articles, but you know what? We'll save this. Probably only got a few weeks more left of doing my construction trade, and hopefully I'll get some time off, and then I'm going to really go on some really fucking wicked rants and tirades and get back into the swing of things. But in the interim, like I say, folks, keep yourself safe, not from COVID, but from big government. Take care of yourself. Express that freedom of speech as much as you can, as much as you wish, and as much as you want to do. Just remember that it's very important for us to show our resilience and not conform to these assholes. Because if you don't, if you keep complying with them, well, the more you move the goalpost in favor of the authoritarians will thank you for it. And like I say, they'll want you to move it even that much further in the next time. So like I say, try your best to push back against this stuff. And in the interim, do what you can to help educate and inform your fellow citizens and at least inspire them to be a little bit more ambitious in terms of their defense of freedoms and liberties. And hopefully that'll at least be enough to keep us going in the interim. Because like I say, when the chips fall, when the cards are all laid out, I'm really hoping that freedom will win at the end of the day. Who knows? Things are up in the air. And it's definitely open to interpretation at this point, but I just can't help but think that we've got the upper hand in terms of information, resiliency, strength, character, conviction, and intelligence. So we've got lots of tools at our disposal. It's just a matter if we have the ability to put them into practice. But anyways, like I say, thanks for you folks that showed up to the stream. I'll do another one here shortly. In the meantime, you folks take care of yourself and each other. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.